My forehead's not that big, is it, Josh?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh. There's no way my forehead is that big, is it, Josh?
Mr. Andrew, when exactly is
Okay,
when exactly? Hello. When exactly is the discussion post due?
Today, but I'm giving you over the weekend to do it.
Oh, okay.
Next week, I want to do the test on the countries of Europe.
Europe?
Yeah. So you've done the Sporkle. I want to do the European countries test, but I want to have an activity in between.
Wait, the test is only about the countries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do want to have a look at some places like the Rhine and the Danube.
Hey, what test?
Next week there's a test of memorizing the European countries.
That's so hard.
Okay. I just choose a famous geographian people, but this guy is the one.
So, do you have any questions about your assignment? If you don't have to be here.
Oh, really?
No. I'd like to show you some of the boundaries in Europe that cause countries to be where they are. So this, for example, is a nice image of ever loads. That's not one that. Would this be better? That'd be better. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, this one might be half decent. Okay. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
All right. I'd like you to notice something very, very interesting about this, about where you might find country boundaries. So over here, you have a thing called the English Channel. This separates countries. Please. The English Channel separates England basically from the rest of Europe. But you have a few other ones. Have you noticed these mountains here? Can you see those mountains?
Where?
Yeah, can you see them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're known as Alps.
Oh, the Alps.
Now, the Alps, what do they separate from the rest of Europe?
Italy?
Right. What about these mountains here? Look at that. Can you see that set of mountains there?
Spain?
Yeah. These are called the Pyrenees. Now, I think there's a river somewhere here called the Rhine. I can't figure out which one it is. No, get out of that. Okay. Rhine River. The Rhine River. Okay, it goes from Netherlands down through there. Okay, I know which one it is now. Okay, let's get back to here. So it goes in the Netherlands and down here. So this is the Rhine River here. Oh, is it that one there? Let me have a look again. The Rhine River. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see this. The Rhine. That's the Rhine. The Rhine River goes Rotterdam and then down there. Okay. Let's figure out how we can have a look at that. That's that one there, is it? Let me just check. There's 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's the one. So this is the Rhine River.
Nice. Stop drawing.
The Rhine River goes here. That's not a straight. Don't want a straight line. So this is the Rhine River here, and this Rhine River and this river here are basically your outlines of Germany.
Oh.
So France is over here, Germany's here. Wait. Sorry, I've messed this up. Control Z, and I want to get back to F11. Yes, that's the correct positions again. Okay. So the Rhine River goes here, which makes that area France. And I think Germany is either this river or this river to this end, and that covers that side. Okay. I think that's the borders of Germany, or at least this is the border over here takes you into Prussia. So old Germany, I think, was over. I think old Germany was like this, and after World War II, it's more like this. But the rivers make these fantastic limitations of where the countries begin and end. One thing that you might find is that you might find that the areas down here, down in the Baltics, you can't really move down to the Baltics. When you move to the Baltics, you should be able to see. You should be able to see. You should be able to see a whole ton of mountains. This one show? Yeah, this one might do. But the Baltics areas, the Baltic area is very, very like mountain heavy. You have a whole bunch of mountains down here. What would you expect if there's a whole bunch of mountains? A few countries or a lot of countries?
A lot of countries.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of countries in that Balkan area. So you have Greece. You have Greece there. Silly machine. You have Greece there. You have Macedonia, Kosovo. Croatia's old. Why is that so slippery? Croatia's around here. And then you have places like Bosnia and Herzegovina. You have Kosovo. You have Montenegro. Montenegro literally means Black Mountain. You have Northern Macedonia. You have Greece down here. You have Albania. I think Albania is over here. And then there's the Danube River, which kind of becomes other borders. So there's a lot of these. A lot of these borders are there because of physical features. I would even say that you cut Scandinavia in half because of the mountains there as well. So let's have a look at European countries and how that matches up with a political map. Political features map. Can I clear all drawings? There we go. Let's see, there's a politics and a, yeah, this one might do. You see enough there? That's not clear enough. Let's see if we can get one that's large. Tools, size, large. And you see political maps there. That doesn't look big enough. It really doesn't look big enough. That looks tiny. Why is there such a tiny map in the large section? Okay, this one might actually work. This one might work. Okay, so you can see some of the countries there. You can see where it's not. How do I lock you so that you can't be drawing?
I don't know.
Okay, so the Rhine River used to be where Germany began and ended. The Danube being its southern point as well. But you have in areas over here, you have things like Switzerland these days. You can't see the. Okay, so you have the Dnieper here, the Dnieper River. This area here, follow that, and I think if you go basically back down the Dniester and the Dnieper, this area here, oops, this area here that's following this border there, this basically is your Ukraine area, which I think used to go all the way up there to the River Don. Okay, so rivers do determine a lot of where your boundaries are, and the mountains also determine where the boundaries between countries are.
Oh yeah, Mr. Andrew.
Yep.
There's like a mountain between the
Wait, where?
border of Russia and Georgia.
Yep, I can believe that. Most places that are having fighting have a lot of mountainous regions, like Kashmir, for example. That's what we're basically going to cover next week in an activity. Is there anything that you want to ask about your assignment now? Nope. Then you can go.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Hendro,
Bye-bye.
Mr. Hendro,
This is Jude.
I have a question.
Sorry, what?
When is it, Jude?
Today would be nice.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah, not today.
Today? Not today.
Not today.
No.
Yeah, I thought you already turned it in, Chloe.
We do it
Oh,
October.
I need some more things.
Mr. Hendro, do you see this?
Graded assignments.
One of my assignments about Europe Sporkle homework is 0. But I remember
done.
turning them in.
Last week's one. And the pictures.
The Europe Sporkle one.
Yeah, I probably haven't gone through it yet.
Oh, got it.
Mr.
You're
Andrew.
not allowed to be lazy, but I am. Actually, no. Actually, this is being recorded. No. Mr. Beeling, I am so sorry that I said that. Teachers are not allowed to be lazy. I understand.
He understands. He
Andrew,
will be.
can you like look at my discussion post and see if I can do better?
Get these historical things out of the way first. Because I have graded some people on it. Wait,
Mr. Andrew.
that's not what I wanted you to do, silly machine. Don't do that. Do assignment. Thank you.
Inside here, Mom. Behind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
Mr. Andrew, can I do like screen share so you can look at my assignment and like
Of course you may.
comments? Okay,
Of course you may.
hang on a second.
Look!
Don't laugh at my strongest card.
I think it was Donald Trump.
Wait.
Wait.
I can't. Okay.
I've got a stronger card.
What have you got there?
Justin Bieber sing baby. Baby, is it? Baby. Oh, yeah.
No, look at this. This is my strongest card.
Is that Hillary Hilton? Oh, it's Hilton. She's only strong.
She has like 200 attack points and she kills Muslims.
Oh, send me that thing to me. Oh, in Hangout. That's fine.
Who's sharing now?
Wow. A small war. Great. That's what we need. Huh. Oh, they have a bunch of trade routes through to South Ossetia. That's actually a really interesting. There's a really interesting quote about that where people say, if goods don't cross borders, armies will.
Oh,
So if you're not trading with another country, they're going to attack. They're going to invade you.
wow.
That's mean.
Funny.
Well, the opposite is also true. If you're trading with someone else, they're not going to invade you. So it's in your best interest to have a good trading agreement with them. So, for example, nobody in Europe is going to invade Russia. I'll repeat that. Nobody in Europe will invade Russia.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know why?
a lot of soldiers.
Nope. All their fuel for heating gets piped directly from Russia.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But that's
Georgia
Russians.
That's probably why Georgia was like cannot attack Russia after Russia attacked them.
They're dependent on Russian trade. One of the reasons why Joseph Stalin thought Hitler was a good guy. They traded with each other.
Wow.
Joseph Stalin was a bad man,
Oh,
seriously.
yeah, but he was trading with Germany. And Joseph Stalin was absolutely paranoid of other countries. Like he would say, yes, I do not trust you, I do not trust you, I do not trust you. I only trust my comrades and Hitler. Why do you trust Hitler? He buys my oil, he buys my steel. And he turned that oil and steel into tanks, which he then used to attack Russia. Go figure.
Wow.
He betrayed him.
Lesson to learn. Don't trust Hitler.
Giants.
Okay? I think that's pretty good, Kieran.
Okay. Thank you. I'll
It's,
stop sharing.
it's very much at the level, it's very much at the level that I want, and your citation looks very good as well. Then there is my trade. Yeah, great. That looks really. Oh my goodness!
Racist insult.
Let's build a
Yo,
wall.
wow.
Pokemon is now burned.
Yo, wow.
That's horrible.
Racist insult.
All right. Hey, what do you guys want to do for your final assessment? There's going to be a global map test, but is there anything else you'd like to do for a final assessment?
Asia map test.
What?
Asia country map test.
No, global.
What?
The whole wide world?
World.
Oh, well.
That's
We're gonna do that?
that's happening, but
Yeah.
you want another type of assessment for the other stuff. Would you like to do a tour of a country?
No.
I've got to do some other assessment. I can't just stop at a map test and have that.
Wait, then that means we need to do more finals.
I don't want you to look. The map test has
Oh
to
my
happen,
goodness, there
but we can
is.
do that. We can do that. Not next week, but the week after.
Can we do something that doesn't require a lot of research?
Like a video.
Making
Or
video?
Making video
we could do a play.
Play?
in online.
Yeah, like an online play. Like you make what you do is you make the
Online play.
Can you stop putting?
Wow.
Well, you can put the backgrounds and all have the same backgrounds. Like we could all look like we're in a forest, and you know,
my god.
like what we could do a play about Australian bushfires.
You know what? I'm gonna
What
change
do in a
it again.
bushfire?
The bushfire?
Yeah, what
Everyone
an
screams.
Australian natural disaster.
Too far.
I just want to see you lying on the down, writhing in pain as though you're on fire.
Wow.
Put that on in an effect, Josh.
Doing.
You monster!
I am Joseph Stalin.
You monster!
So, Mr. Hendro, you're saying that the discussion post is due tomorrow?
Yep.
You take my place.
Ha,
Wait,
Soviet.
the discussion post is due tomorrow?
Yep.
You took my
Okay.
place.
That means it's due on Monday, right?
Basically,
I don't get how to research.
What's your
Oh, I
country?
have something more good.
San Marino?
Look.
Is it only for Min so that she like the discussion post is like due on Monday?
No, everyone.
Everyone?
I just need it handed in.
Oh.
So
Before May 20th.
what I want, Minso, is for you to write why, how, who, when did this country become a country, and why is it still a country today? So
Oh.
San Marino is kind of really weird
Let's say so.
because it's completely encased in Italy.
Yeah.
It has no access to any other country. If you want to go out of San Marino, you have to go through Italy.
Yeah.
I think all their electricity and everything like that is also made there. So why on earth is it not just part of Italy?
Because I heard that in 18th centuries, they like tend to separate the parts that are like mountainside and parts that are like flat plains and hilly mountains, one in the other side.
There is a certain area of the world that is quite unique in that no women are allowed there.
What?
So in Greece,
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
Greece.
Monastery. Peninsula.
so let me see if I can find this.
What happened if a woman goes there?
So this is
Well,
one
they-
of those weird places where, yeah, it's Mount Athos. Maps. So there's an area in Greece where there are like a ton of monasteries, and the only people that live there are the monks. Here we go. Yes, here we go. There it is. So
What's Greece looks like?
these are all monasteries. This whole peninsula, if you look at Greece, and this is a monastery there, monastery there, monastery there, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 monasteries on this peninsula. This is a men-only peninsula.
Wow. Why don't
Now-
they make a woman-only peninsula?
They'll be up.
You could. It would not be a monastery. It'd be an abbess or a nunnery.
Why is it monastery?
Because there's monks. Monastery comes from the word monk, mon, or man.
Era Megio.
What's
Hiera
racist?
me is
Megiote.
meisten.
Oh,
Yes.
Meite. I
Yes.
can't read it really well from here.
Oh no, meiste. That can't be it. Megist. Never mind.
Meite.
Anyway, there's this part of Greece that is almost completely woman free.
That's good.
No, it's not.
It's a
There are
perfect.
people that were backpacking that by accident went there.
Huh?
There are people that got there by accident. Now, if this area was its own country, what would be your reason why it's its own country?
Because it's women free.
So, would you say the reason is economic?
No, I mean like if it's women free, there will be less children, and then less children means like the human race will start going down. The population will go down, and then the whole land will flourish with animals and trees, and there will be no more disasters.
Just a second. Let's assume this whole area, if this spot became its own country, what would be your reason for saying that it's its own country?
They want to make a only man country.
Would it be because they wanted to have their own rules?
Yeah, maybe.
So normally people have, in different countries, the biggest difference is the rules. How do you do things there? What side of the road do you drive on? Have you been to a country where you do not drive on the same side of the road as Indonesia?
Yes, Korea.
America, England, they all drive on the Korean side of the road.
But Indonesia kind of like if there's like narrow roads, just drive in the center, kind of.
So when you have a different country, sometimes it's because they want a different type of rule. If they said here, we want to have our own country because we want to have the rule no women. They said, yeah, well, we can't have that same rule for the rest of Greece. So they don't have that rule for the rest of Greece. The rest of Greece has completely different rules, but that particular area would have different rules. Look at the area over here. If we go into Rome, and you have this tiny little country inside of Rome called Vatican City. Why does this country exist?
That's so small.
Does it have the same rules as Italy?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Exactly.
The reason why they want those different rules is so that they can function differently from the rest of Italy. They don't want, one of the main things I think is they don't pay the same sort of tax. It would just be too difficult with so many people from different countries who live in Vatican City, who go to Vatican City, and they would have a different sort of tax system. It's just confusing. Yes, it's like a global diplomat center. San Marino, why do they want a different sort of rule here? Is there an economic reason? Let's look at San Marino economic. Economy of San Marino. Banking. What? It's focused around banking? Oh, Minso. That is a really interesting reason. You may have that country existing just so Italians can put their money there and not have to pay tax. That may be the only reason.
Wow.
Let's have a close look. San Marino banking. Okay, the bank's EU. You might find something really interesting there. Doesn't tell me. Economic outline of San Marino. So the economy of San Marino is an offshore banking model. So people, what they do is instead of paying tax in their own country, they move all their money over to San Marino and say, I don't have any money in Italy. So they don't pay the same tax. That's probably why it's still a country. However, that's changed in 2017, 2018. So, you know.
What's the point of making or staying San Marino's economy with banking? If they're banking, like their tax will go to Italy, isn't it much better and much beneficial for San Marino?
Sorry, say that again.
So if San Marino's economy is mostly based on the banking system of Italy.
No. That's not what happens. People in Italy, I don't know what the tax rates are, but I know that people in Indonesia put their money in Singapore because the tax rate in Singapore is lower. You're trying not to pay tax. I'll give you an example. Let's say, I know in Australia, your tax is about,
Hi.
yeah, Australia tax is about 30%. In somewhere like the Scandinavian countries, you can have anywhere from 40 to 60% tax. That means that, I think it's Norway that has one of the highest tax rates. So if you work for 6 months, you will pay 3 months of tax. So if you earn $100,000 in a year, $50,000 goes to the government.
50%.
50% in some countries.
Oh, wait, going to where?
In somewhere like Scandinavia, like Norway, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Yeah, up the cold spots there. Their tax rates are really, really high. So if you were in a place where your tax rate is high and you wanted to save money, you could move your tax to somewhere like, I don't know, you could move your money somewhere like San Marino. San Marino, if it has like 5% tax, if you've got 5% tax, you're saving,
5%?
I don't know. Let's find out. San Marino tax rate. So San Marino's tax rate is about 6%.
Whoa,
Oh,
that's so low.
it is low.
Yeah, so it's a low tax rate. But because it's so low that I'm not sure if that's exactly it. No, there's 19% capital gains tax according to Wikipedia. Anyway, tax is a very complicated thing. The easy way to say it is San Marino has a lower tax rate, so people put their money there, they're not paying as much tax. However, if you're saying, can you keep the money, I'll pay you a certain percentage, they go, sure, I'll keep it. It's an amazing amount. It's an amazing amount of money that you can make by just handling other people's money. So it's in the benefit of the people who run the government of Italy, because they're the ones that are going to go, I want to keep my money in San Marino.
Wait, so San Marino is like rich?
Well, until 2017, 2018, when some of the Italian rules changed.
Oh.
They're rich because they're a banking area. Same like Switzerland. Switzerland, so do you remember President Suharto in Indonesia?
Yeah.
All his money was in Switzerland.
Wow.
So
What?
you couldn't
Why?
get the Indonesian government couldn't get his family's money back. I think that's the reason why San Marino is around, is probably because of the banking. Anyone else? Is that enough? Is that enough actually, Minso?
Abe, man.
Oh,
Why does he have a,
Oh,
why
Abe.
does he have a yen on his
banking. But
Whoever did that did it so well.
most of the environments and most of the stuffs are from Italy.
I don't know.
Things from like San Marino, such as like fuels, like gas, electricity, must be from Italy.
Yep. But if you could keep that one town with a different tax rate, because Italian people would say, it's not fair. Why does this one town have a different tax rate than what I'm supposed to pay? But if it's a different country, you can kind of hide it.
Oh.
I don't understand about two different countries, whereas the other one, there's two countries in like same area that has different tax rate. Then if you pay your tax in another country with low percentage of tax, you will not be able to, well, you don't need to pay the tax.
It's called a tax dodge. It's a tax loophole.
But isn't it like less beneficial for Italy?
Yes, it is less beneficial.
Because then they will not have money.
Yes,
Government money.
they lose some of that money. Now question, who makes the laws in Italy? Rich people or poor people?
Rich people.
Do the rich people feel more upset when they lose money?
No.
Yes, they do. One of the reasons why rich people are rich normally is because they're exceedingly selfish and very, very concerned about their money. One of the richest men in Australia was a guy called James Packer. I think he only paid there was 1 year when I was in Australia that he paid like $57 in tax. He managed to make it so he paid almost zero tax. So if you're, and he has a lot of connections to government. Wouldn't you, if you were the person with a lot of money, and wouldn't you try to make sure that you keep your money? Yeah, it's just simple human greed probably that keeps San Marino around.
Got it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.